After the break, you've joined us on 9XE The Show. So Bollywood is seeing a surge of films that have women protagonists kicking some butt both literally and figuratively. Recently, there was the biopic Mary Kom and the coming-of-age film Queen. Now 9XE The Show has tracked an emerging trend in Bollywood. While sequels are a favorite, it's often seen that the heroes are a constant while the heroines change according to the whim of the director and producer. You've got the Houseful series, the Musti films, the Doom franchise, and even the Moona Bhai movies. But now there seems to be a change. Sequels are being made with the heroines in mind. The best example of this is the sequel to Tanu, Weds, Manu, titled Tanu, Weds, Manu Returns. In Anand L. Rai's film, Kangana reprises her role as Tanu. But looks like Anand was so impressed with Kangana that he decided to have not one, but two of her. She plays a double role. Keeping with Kangana's policy of choosing films where she is the main lead, Tanu Weds Manu Returns sees her opposite R. Madhavan, a relatively lesser-known face in Bollywood. So it's safe to say that like the original, the sequel too will lie on the talented shoulders of the Queen. But that's not the only example. Recently, news broke out that Anushka Sharma's hard-hitting NH10 might soon have a sequel called NH12. This news came close on the heels of the film's release. I mean, it's still running in theaters and talk of the sequel is already doing the rounds. Just goes to show how well the audience has accepted a film where the female lead refuses to play the damsel in distress. Add to this list the sequel of Prakash Jha's Gun Gajal. The original had Ajay Devgan playing a tough cop. But the sequel will be a woman-oriented one with Priyanka Chopra playing a no-nonsense police officer. The film's shooting begins May 16th. Seems like Prakash Jha is trying something different since his last few films have not worked and it looked like he was stuck in a formula of his own creation. Maybe he sensed the new wave in Bollywood and decided to have Priyanka play the lead in what we can expect to be a very hard-hitting film. From that power-packed story to a man with very powerful opinions, 9XE The Show sat down for a chat with Mahesh Bhatt ahead of the release of Mr. X.
I was barely 8 or 9 when I first visited the sets of my father, and he was shooting for a film called Mr. X starring the great Ashok Kumar, which had that famous song Lal Lal Gal by Johnny Walker. It was a film that was produced by GPCP. It was a big hit. So I said, Invisible Man, my childhood memories, nostalgia, deadly combination. So we decided to greenlight that project, and that was the birth of Mr. X. It's a fresh new story of a vigilante, good cop who is compelled to walk on the wrong side to bring those evil forces to their knees who have dared to hurl him into the abyss of death. Imran Hashmi is the flesh of my flesh, the blood of my blood, and he fits the bill, so why not him? Vikram Bhatt's story is like the prodigal son story. He went away for 10 years, came back before Raz, and he made a promise that he would make a smash hit for us, which he delivered. And I think once again, he is promising to deliver yet another hit. Director Mahesh Bhatt has been consigned to the dustbin of history. I have said goodbye to direction in 1998 after I made Zakham. I'm doing what I do the best, encouraging younger people to find their own voice, and that is far more fulfilling and invigorating than making films. Well, I was made to sing for this film by Jeet Ganguly because we were doing this song rehearsal and working on the lyric, and when he used to sing, I would just join in and do that rap portion. I tried my best to put Imran into the center stage, but he said, nothing doing, I want a bass voice like yours. And I was bullied into singing this song, but I have no regrets. It's not always that the children should take after the parents. Parents must also follow the children. And I'm delighted to follow my daughter. Though I have not touched 1/10 of what she had achieved with her first song. I don't think it's required, but my publisher wants to pull it out of me. I don't think that if I don't tell my story, the world would be worse off. But since my publisher is a dear friend and he feels that there is something engaging that I can create from my memories bank, why should I say no to a friend who is a very bright publisher and who has a great future? I'm open to anything. I don't think that my life should be a guarded secret because there's nothing private about human beings. We are pathetically similar.
Will you watch Shah Rukh as Walter White?